Hey everybody, just wanted to take some time to review a game and give some updates. The next brain junk food is on its way. Hang on. Aberline! Let me show you guys something. You ready for this? That's what makes that grinding noise. That cute little guy right there. Yeah, he sees himself too. That's the funny thing. Hi, Aberline. Here. Let me give you scritchies. Yeah. She doesn't make grinding noises. She's cute. She's adorable. So she. Okay, I'm done showing off the animals now. I'd show off Lucy, but she's in mourning. Last one for babies recently. Aberline, don't even think about doing that noise, but Bubby, come on. Anyway, back to what I was saying. We hit a snag this time with YouTube. It won't take any of the formats that we set it for. We are working on it. It will come out hopefully this week. And I've already started working on November's Brain Junk Food, which I have all the game footage from that. And I didn't do the shoulder any favors doing it. The Brain Junk Food after that, which is going to be a top 10 list. And the Brain Junk Food after that, which is one of the worst games I've ever had to play. If you want to know how bad it is, the game took me 2 hours to beat, but the second to last boss took me 15 tries. And I have all of them on film. Some of them I die as soon as it loads up. And I'll give you a hint. Leprechaun with a grenade launcher. Anyway. Now. That is coming up. So, instead of having 2 in October, we'll have 2 in November, 1 in December. January may have one. If I do one in January, I'm not sure yet. If not, it will be done by February. I need to take a holiday break too, you know? Everybody does. But, I'm also working on the Doom 3 BFG edition review. That one's a bit more complicated. I'm not going to review it like I'm reviewing this next game here. I'm going to review it in a Top Gear style. And it involves a lot of on-location shooting. But I need to get Doom 3 footage anyway. Well, I need to get footage from the entire BFG edition anyway. And, it's going to be a lot of fun. I think you guys will like it. Hopefully get me more viewers, you know. But, game I'm reviewing right now, every year this happens. Me and professional reviewers always will disagree on a game. Once a year, at least. Last year was Duke Nukem Forever. I loved the game. I know a lot of fans that liked it. I know a lot of fans that hated it. So, I'm not going to fault anyone for that. Reviewers hated it, saying it was exactly like Duke Nukem 3D. We expected growth. And I'm sitting here thinking, no, you really shouldn't have. I know I'm going to get blasted for that, but my reasoning is this. By the time Gearbox got it, they were working on a time crunch that was massive compared to anything else we have. We're used to sequels coming out every year. Call of Duty every year. Need for Speed every year. Used to be Guitar Hero every year. 14 years for a sequel. The other thing is 14 years of anticipating this game. It's not going to live up to anyone's expectations. If you expected something completely innovative in 14 years, going from engine to engine with George Broussard having his head shoved firmly up his ass, then that's the thing. George Broussard also had his head shoved so far up his ass that it came back out his neck. About 3 times, too. Get that image in your head. Is Duke Nukem Forever a stellar game? No, but it wasn't nearly as bad, and I'm digressing. The year before that was Splatterhouse, and I love that game. I have the poster. Yeah. I have a Splatterhouse poster that I won in a contest. I have 2 terror masks. I even have a t-shirt. And I used to have the box speakers, but they broke in the move. That and those things didn't work worth a shit anyway. It's about the only thing I don't miss from winning that contest. This year is Medal of Honor Warfighter. Now, here's the thing. I get sick and goddamn tired of these damn war games coming out every year. Call of Duty, same game, different scenario. Most of the time, same levels. Black Ops, Modern Warfare. Why did they waste their time making these short 3-hour games when they could have made one massive game that could have been stellar? When the remake of Medal of Honor came out, I was immediately suspicious, especially with the Al-Qaeda thing. I'm ex-military myself. And when they said, oh, by the way, multiplayer, you're going to play as Al-Qaeda, I was kind of offended. They fixed it. Well, fixed it. They made it up 4, and I thought that was better. And I started playing the game. It was one of my first reviews for the magazine I used to work for. And I loved it. The graphics were beautiful. The characters were human. I mean, for soldiers, they were human. They weren't like fucking Call of Duty characters. War! Yeah! I'm gonna shoot things! Woo! They weren't rednecks, I love how I just happen to have a toy gun handy. They weren't rednecks. They weren't overdone SAS characters. They were human beings. By the end of the game, when one of the characters died, I was like, because, I went through the game. That was my character. That was my buddy. Hell, there's part of Medal of Honor 1 where you're being saved by helicopters, by Apaches. That was my old unit. And the mission that's based on, that was my old unit. So I felt a sense of pride playing this game. This one took a bit of a different route. Different engine, still in the Frostbite series, but beautiful, beautiful graphics in game. The women and children look fucked up as hell, but everything else looks great. You only have 2 characters. Stump, which they really don't develop his character much, and Preacher, one of my favorite characters in the first of the remakes. And you find that his family's falling apart after the events of the first game. He decides not to stick in the special forces until a subway train gets attacked that his wife and daughter could have been on. And he goes back. Now, this is the thing. When most reviewers reviewed the game, they said, oh, it's just a shooting gallery. The same can be said about every first-person shooter. I guess you can make the argument for third-person shooter, but every FPS is going to be a shooting gallery. You want to know why? Well, it's quite simple. Where did I put it? Ah, there it is. 100 Saints Row. It was designed off of this Wolfenstein and a lesser-known FPS called Blake Stone. They were shooting galleries. Call of Duty, shooting gallery. Duke Nukem, shooting gallery. Every FPS ever is a shooting gallery. But this one gets called out for the same thing every FPS does. Now, I know what they're trying to say. The AI is terrible. And this is where it really bothered me. It's not. It really isn't. It's tactical AI. They think like these different terrorist groups will. You don't fight just one. You fight multiple terrorist groups in this game. And they think like them. I had snipers changing positions once I got a bead on them. I had, one instant where an RPG shot at a helicopter, missed, because I shot him in the leg. He redirected his fire at me so his buddies could get the helicopter and distracted me. Several instances like that in this game. And yet, oh, it's just a shooting gallery. No. I'm trying to think of what else the reviewers said. It's not emotional. Now, I've been debating whether I was going to spoil this part for people. And I decided I will. If you don't want it spoiled, just cut this video now. No, I love the game. It's not perfect. There are glitches out the ass in it. And I hope they patch it soon. I fell through the world. I completed one mission at the same time I failed it, and the game didn't know what to do. But mainly it's falling through the world and weird glitches like that. But the game's good. It's worth playing. Yeah, I wouldn't say it's worth buying, but it's worth a rental at the very least, unless you're a fan of the series or war games like this. Play it. Now, for the spoiler, the non-emotional story. For those of you who played the first one, you know Mother and you know Preacher. Wait, did I say you play as Mother? I meant you play as Preacher. But, you work with Mother a lot in this game. One point, you're captured. Now, they could have done the same thing like the first game where you watch your character die at the end of it. They don't. You're being interrogated. It's implied that you're tortured. And this phone keeps on going off. The bad guy walks up to Mother and says, "Who's on the other end of that line?" Flashes back to a scene with Preacher and his pregnant wife at this point, and Mother and his wife. Preacher and Mother get a call. They get up and leave. Mother's wife goes up to Preacher's wife and says, "Listen, I've been married to this man for 20 years. And I've learned one thing. It's easier to have them happy than alive." Flashes back to the interrogation. The terrorist is threatening Mother, saying, "We'll find out who's on the other end of this line. We'll kill them. Might as well tell us now. You might live. So tell me, who's on the other end of that line?" And Mother, without missing a beat, goes, "Your mother." You watch as they shoot your friend in the head. The end of the game, it's not an award ceremony. It's Mother's funeral. They got an actual color guard to do the motion capture. Not a 21 gun salute, bashing the unit insignia into the coffin. As you watch, Preacher's wife is crying. Mother's wife, she had accepted this a long time ago. Non-emotional story, my ass. I've lost a lot of friends when I was in the Army. People I went to basic with, AIT. And you're going to tell me that because someone died making a sarcastic comment, the story's not emotional? Go to hell. The thing to keep in mind is a lot of these missions and these characters are based on real people. That guy may have died in real life. And I guess you can make the argument that this happened when they made it a game, but by saying it's not emotional, you just devalued his sacrifice. That's how I feel about it. But the point is, you didn't turn on this video to listen to me rant about that. You want to know what my opinion of the game was. And like I said before, I liked it. I really did. But it's something, again, you have to decide for yourself. I'm coming from this as a gamer, not a reviewer. It's not a perfect game, but who the hell cares? It's fun. It has a story. It gets you away from reality for a while. That's the important thing, right? And you may learn something from it. Honestly, I'm actually surprised Aberline stopped scratching at his bowl for as long as he did. But, yeah, we'll get to work on the brain junk food, hopefully be up by the end of this week. And the next one I'm going to start working on more this week, too, when I get more time. I'm going to make an ass of myself on it, too, so just stay tuned, enjoy it, and remember, just take these reviews with a grain of salt. Listen to what you think, what you like. Hell, give me some suggestions of games that are bad that you guys like if you want. I'm willing to listen. I'm willing to try them out. I don't care if they're old SNES, Sega, or NES games. PS3, whatever. Just give me some suggestions. I'll look into it. Anyway, I'm out. I'll see you guys later.